Yeah, okay, guys, I'm tired. Sorry about that. So, welcome to the KOTE Show. This is coming live 9 p.m. GMT from the UK. Here, talking about all the good stuff Keyforge for this week. This week we have 3 spoilers, 2 of which have already been spoiled at the weekend. Unfortunately, that's life. But we do have 1 card that hasn't been released, and we'll be going through that
Card
in a bit.
avoided spoiler-geddon.
But that's life, and so we'll get there. So we have all sorts of stuff this week to go through. We have switched out. Unfortunately, can't touch this. We weren't able to do the deck breakdown this week, and so the Swindle have kindly stood in. So this is their first week doing a deck breakdown. So great thanks to them, and thanks for Can't Touch This for everything they've done previously. We've got our featured game coming up in a bit. We're going through the usual metrics that Baguette and Switch provide. But let's start, as we always do, with general Keyforge news that we have. So, you've got the list, Brett. Do you want to start off with the Swindle event?
So the Swindle event is. Let me just go to the actual Discord so I can get the full thing up. So yeah, coming this Saturday, we've got the big one. It is a 2-deck survival with a SAS cap of 80. It's $10 donations to Doctors Without Borders to take part via the link on the form. $10 that goes to $5 that goes to Doctors Without Borders. $5 goes into the prize pool, and it's going to be one hell of an event. Unfortunately, I'm taking part in different events, so unfortunately I won't be able to take part.
I'm hoping to, but I'm trying to coordinate my dad's birthday as well, which is unfortunately the same day.
Karen and the team have got a lot under control. It's going to have Zach from Call of Discovery and more of us doing the commentary and judging, and it looks to be one hell of an event. I can't wait to jump in the stream and see how that's going to go down.
Yeah, it should be really good. I'm really annoyed that I may not be able to play.
You've also messed up your maths there. It's not 8 p.m. GMT. It's 6 p.m. GMT.
Which Eastern's 5 hours behind us. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's 6 p.m. GMT, so I definitely won't be able to play it, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. Thanks for that, Brett. And we're going to move on now. So Ivana from Bitsy is still planning to put together her story theme-based event. This is still in the planning work, but we hope to share more shortly. This is just here as a placeholder, and we'll be updating this hopefully next week with some more details. They seem to spend a lot of time recently trying to do their uni course, and let's be clear, life comes first.
And they did have a birthday in the family over the last couple of weeks as well.
So congratulations to them for the birthday, and hopefully everything's. We'll get some more information soon.
According to Twitch, Red Panda, Ultimo the Meta Fox is not in the chat. He's not watching the stream at the moment.
Which is a shame because he won the quiz last week, so we're hoping to see him come back. So, exactly. Moving on to CTD.
So, Can't Touch This had an amazing stream over the weekend onto YouTube on the official Rebel channel. It was a Archon solo. Some amazing decks came out of that. They streamed the entire thing and spoiled about 20 to 50 cards over the course of the weekend. It was absolute madness. There was a Shadows OP pack on the line. There was games, plastic keys, the Urchin figure. They had 32 people show up with stats ranging from 65 to 91, and some inconsiderate non-Polish person turned up to this event and decided to go and win it.
How would a non-Polish person ever decide to go and win a Polish event? I mean, who would do something like that, Brett?
I know.
So, are you enjoying your prizes, Brett, or have they not arrived yet?
They're not. I don't know if it's going to get sent out with the rest of my prizes, but I'm really impressed with how many prizes they were giving away for a free event. It was some of the closest games I've ever played in Keyforge, and my deck just performed at its best. It's one of my best decks that I brought. My triple hunting witch, KOTE BS rush. My heart was in my chest in the top 4 when I got paired up against a triple Infernus double Grim Reminder deck, because that kind of destroys my deck. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend, because this Saturday we have Archon auction for the top 8 players throughout the last 4 weeks in the Can't Touch This Farewell to This League, which is going. I can actually pull up the list of that because I know that one. I don't know if we had the.
Hey, Gongi.
We haven't had number 8 finalized yet, but Dominic, Franel, Antonius, Bartek, myself, and Gary, as well as Crusader, Dizak, or Houdini, will all be battling out in Archon auction, where we all bring a deck and then we bid chains on the decks to basically get control of them and play with those chains throughout the entire event. When we come up this Saturday from Can't Touch This, which I'm really looking forward to. The deck selection is really goddamn hard.
Yeah, I can believe it. Right, moving on to AFK. The Associated French Keyforge Group, or the Association of French Keyforge, have another event this week, as they do every week. This Thursday they are running with a €5 entry fee, and an event they've done similar before. Each player must bring 2 decks, having at most 1 house in common, and a maximum total size of 137. So it's 137 between the 2 decks added together. No KOTE.
Ooh.
No Martian Generosity. No Heart of the Forest. No Imperial Forge.
I don't get the Imperial Forge ban. That's what gets me.
Maybe we should ask Liptops to come on and explain it one week, because I'd be curious.
You should get him to add it to the metrics as to why AFK banned Imperial Forge when there are so many other broken key cheats out there.
Each round, players take a look at their opponent's deck list and choose which deck their opponent will be playing. The date, this is on the 11th this week, so on at 8 PM French time, which is 7 PM GMT. And so another shadow. How many shadows do these guys have? This is a Shadows Killer week pretty much going through.
I imagine they've just got all the ones in France.
Maybe.
Each store donated it.
But yeah, so good luck to them, and that should be good. And finally, but not least, we come on to ABR.
The Ancient Bear Republic. Right, I'm going to read this word for word as Flaming Hobo sent it to me. It's time for your weekly summary. It's all fun to see. It's always fun to see what people bring for adaptive. The meta is a little extra wide open. I was a little surprised to see Logos and Dis still on top in terms of appearance, even though I contribute to the trend. Next comes Shadows, Saurian and Untamed, with Brahmin and Mars hiding away at the back. World's Collide and Mass Mutation were the most popular sets this week. We all love our tricky, intricate combo plays. There were definitely some folks that are trying to lose-win bid. Bringing decks well below 60 stats, but the median of the decks turned out to be 75. So, same as for the AOA decks. The most plentiful cards were Infernus, Daughter, and Wild Wormo, while Circusaurus, Fangtooth Cavern, and Slap Level were the most uncommons. All the cards were pretty interesting. The most common rares were Call of Subordination, Soul Snatcher, big up my boy Soul Snatcher, and Quicksilver Stone. Also game warping positions. You can check them out using the Dex Keyforge link here, which I'm now gonna just put into here. Nope, I'll copy that link. Boom. And the results were Plague Rats Bewitched the Dusk Runners 6-4. Rise of the Damned Zapped Fuzzy Bunch 5-5. Hobo's Revenge took out Z-Force Agents as a nosy neighbor 6-4. The Big Green Gomeds rewrote the reality of Floop, there it is, 6-4. And Bone Niffing Bone Oblings unleashed chaos onto Daquixel Heads 8-2. So some real position-changing games in terms of league. If you are interested in following that, do contact Flaming Hobo or jump into the ABR Discord. They've got it all there.
Awesome. So, let's go with the news that everyone is wanting to hear now. Last week, I told you I was going to puppy with a Keyforge-based name by chance. And I don't have a photo, but I can tell you our puppy, for the three of you who still care, is going to be called Shadow. My daughter chose it because he's black. But anyway, the reason Rhett is actually getting excited now is here is the Swan card that we have that hasn't yet been revealed.
That you only saw earlier on today as well.
I saw it yesterday, I'm sure. And, yep, here we go. So, go Brett, how's your Polish?
So, I'm not too sure on the name for this one, but basically the effect reads as, while the tide is high for you, your creatures have +1 armor and +1 power. While the tide is high for your opponent, their creatures gain +1 power and +1 armor. So basically, it rolls with the tide. Your creatures, their creatures. It is not the greatest card in the world.
I disagree. Depends on the combos it's paired with and the deck meta it's got tied up together with both the opponent's deck and your own deck. It's a very good one, I think, for putting people off balance.
With stuff like Mammoth Cling, it's going to be really good. It's going to be good for offsetting the Star Alliance board wipe, which gets rid of creatures with different power levels. The fact that it gives all your creatures armor is going to make it a lot harder to deal with it. Would pair really nice with Grunt Buggy if Grunt Buggy was in there, and it could force older sets to have to raise the tide to stop you dealing with creatures.
Definitely, I hadn't thought about it with Grunt Buggy. Good point, Red Panda. That's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, so this is card 334. This isn't a rare card as it is, and we look forward to having this in our hands when the sets finally get released. We believe it's April, not this week, as some people still think.
When all the spoilers came out, I quickly went through and checked ours, and I was so happy to see 334 was still blank.
Yeah, it is good. So I wonder how long before that one hits the Arcana. Was it Archon Arcana? What's the website? I forgot.
Archon Arcana?
Yeah, that's the bunny. So it's going to be great to see it up there. So we're now going to move on to our weekly deck breakdown. So
bye.